Hello and welcome back to Hal Tech TV. Today we're going to be unboxing the Rode VideoMic, which you can see is still packaged in the bubble wrap put on it by guitar.co.uk that we bought it from. So quick endorsement, Guitar. We've had experience with them in the past and we've only just used their online store and it's amazing. We also got texts from them giving a 1 hour window in which the package would be delivered. So basically you know when it's going to be delivered, at what time it's going to be delivered, and you can actually give on the spot sort of rearrangement details to them to have it rearranged if you're not in at that time. So quick endorsement, a really good company to work with or to buy from or whatever, and it's I've had nothing but good experiences both in their stores and online. So yeah, they're a good company. But moving on to the Rode VideoMic. Now we didn't go with the Pro because it's a lot more expensive, and we had no benefit from it. So it would have been money down the drain. So we've gone with the VideoMic to go with the Sony Alpha 57 or A57, however you want to call it, which is obviously the video that we did last, and that's our camera upgrade. So as you can see, we're making a few upgrades here and there. And this is the unboxing. We probably won't be reviewing this product because I'm not a mic expert, and obviously I can give you my design review, but I don't want to go too far into something that I'm not a genius on. So yes, let's get in and take a look at the VideoMic. So other people complained that there weren't seals on their box, but we do have seals on ours, so I'll just cut through them. Maybe we're just special in the fact that we get sealed and they don't, or maybe it's just something that you get in England and you don't get in other countries. I don't know. But yeah, in fact, you know what, let's go around the box. So we've got a picture of the mic on the front, though you can't see it because it's got a sticker on the front over the top of it saying free online video course on getting professional results from your Rode products. So I guess it's kind of like guides and tutorials on rodeuniversity.com. It also says you've got a 10-year warranty. That's the sticker. And if you can see that, there you go. So if you want to read all of that, just pause the video. But other than that, let's move on. So on the other side we have exactly the same thing. On the bottom we have nothing, and then on both ends we have very little. So moving on to the inside of the box, if I can get it open. It seems like the sides are still stuck together from the sellotape. I should have just pulled them off rather than cut them. So in the box, I'll just put that to one side. In the box we have a quality of assurance checklist, which that's actually quite a nice little extra. You only really see them on like kind of the higher end stuff, and it seems to have got little signatures here, or not signatures, I don't know, something. But that's a quality assurance checklist. So that's that, and then you've got your instruction manual, which has a spec, installing stuff, and other stuff. So I'll put that to one side. You've got your 10-year warranty if you register the product, obviously. So sort of instructions on what to do with that, as well as a nice big Rode sticker. So we'll put all of that boring informational stuff to one side, and we'll get what we came here for, and that is the silica gel. Yeah, don't eat it. In fact, I wonder what happens if you do. So you've got little extra rubber bits for the shock mount, which is a nice feature. It's a nice little extra, just in case you do happen to break one. So that's nice, and basically all we have left is the microphone, which is a lot larger than I expected it to be. So I'll just put the other box to one side and spin it around so it's your way around it. And to be honest, one thing I don't like is seeing kind of like direct cardboard on my electronics. But you know, who really cares when you're getting the product in the end? And that's kind of like one of the reasons why, because that happens. That better sort itself out. Otherwise, I won't be too happy. But one thing for installing the battery, I'll just find a battery here, is the side. Right. In fact, you know what? I'll pause the video. I'll compose myself, and then I'll come back on camera and give you a further look. So to give you a good look around the microphone, I'm going to go through a few things. So the first thing I'm going to go through is mounting, then I'll go through cable management, then I'll go through power, and obviously the shock mount and a few other kind of little options here and there. So in terms of your mounting hardware, basically it uses a classic hot shoe. Now that is perfect for most people, but for some people that's not so good. So one thing that we've got, because we're using the Sony Alpha A57, so the Sony A57, is we've bought an adapter. Now this is what the adapter looks like. We went with a low profile one simply because of the height of the microphone as it is. We didn't want to buy an active powered one. We just wanted a low profile one that kind of does the job because we don't need power anyway. So that's what we bought. This cost us around £5, and obviously what we then do is you just slide it on the classic hot shoe and twist this dial, which then kind of locks it in place because it's like friction mount, and then basically what we then have is a clip-on mount for the Sony Alpha / Minolta hot shoe. So the Sony Minolta hot shoe that for some reason Sony decided to keep when they bought out Minolta rather than going classic. Now they have just recently gone classic, so if you're buying a new Sony camera like 2013 onwards, you won't need this. But for those who are like 2012 and earlier, you will do. So moving on from that, what we have is the cable and the cable management. Now this is a coiled cable, so it will go quite far. It's beefy compared to the newer Rode VideoMic Pro version, which is one of the reasons we actually decided to go with this, because that was a worry that we had on the new one, was how good the cable was. But in terms of cable management on this, you've got quite a few different ways to go. So right here you can see obviously we had it clipped on to a clip here, but you also have one here, and if you look from the bottom, you'll see that there's one on both sides, so you can go either left or right, and then on this bar right here, in fact I'll flip it around because it's easier to see from the other side. On this bar right here where the shock mount is, there is two on both ends, so that you can go either side as well right there. So you do have a fair few different routes to go in terms of cable management, which I find is quite good. Now in terms of the power, in terms of the battery compartment, basically you slide this open. It's quite tough to open. Now it doesn't come with a battery, we installed this previously. However, inside here you will find a few options for your audio. So there's two switches, and essentially the order in which you have them switched on is the route you go down. So there's 0 decibels, -10, and then -20 decibels. So that's obviously the strength of the signal that it outputs. And to install the battery, it's a pressure mounted system. There's no kind of clips or anything, and you just push it in there and it stays, and then you slide this on obviously to cover it up. So that's that's the main things that you need to see with this product. It's almost becoming like an overview, but yes. So moving on to the back, we have our off on button and then your high pass filter option. So you've got the on button there, and then you go up to the top for your high pass filter. Obviously, yeah. So we've got turn that off and leave that there. Now I've noticed that very few people have actually taken the. In fact, I haven't noticed anyone take the foam cover off. So I'll show you what it looks like with the foam cover off. It's not very attractive because the actual plastics used on this product aren't that attractive. Now, rugged, yes. Attractive, not really. So that's what it looks like, basically, without the foam cover on. Now, if you want to go out in the wind, you can buy a windshield for this. So there is a few options, basically because it's a Rode product. Rode do a lot of accessories, so you do have a lot of routes that you can go down with this particular product. So I'll put my face back on the screen using this Rode VideoMic, so you'll be able to compare what the audio is like on a camera, a DSLR that actually has autofocus in video, with their inbuilt mic compared to using an external shotgun mic. So throughout this video you've been purposely being able to hear the autofocus, such as that. Whereas with the shotgun mic you won't be able to hear that, and obviously you'll be able to hear the better audio rather than the inbuilt mic, but you'll also not be able to hear the lens, which is really the main reason, in fact, to go down this route if you are going to be using autofocus for whatever reason. So I'll put myself back on the tripod, I'll talk a bit, and then I'll say goodbye. So from this point onwards, in this video and in the rest of the videos, we will be using the Rode VideoMic. Right now we're using the Rode VideoMic, so if you want to go back like 30 seconds in the video and then come to now, that will be the difference between using the onboard audio setup on a Alpha 57 and then the Rode VideoMic that like we're using now. If you also want to compare it to, say, something like a Nikon D90, you could just go watch one of our other videos, because that's what we were using, and we were using onboard audio for those videos as well, obviously, because it doesn't support external audio solutions. Now, essentially, what you're getting here is a particular product which is beneficial for getting not only better audio, but if you're going to be using autofocus, it's going to stop you being able to hear the autofocus within the video. For example, if I move closer right now, the lens is moving and it's autofocusing, but obviously, you know, you can't hear it because of the shotgun mic. Now, we will maybe look into lapel mics in the future, and obviously right like then you'll be able to hear the difference between a shotgun mic and a lapel mic. But for now, obviously, what we can offer is the difference between a shotgun mic and onboard audio on two different DSLR solutions, both using autofocus and not using autofocus. So that was me little ramble on there, just so you can get used to the shotgun mic compared to onboard audio, just so you can see the difference. But now it's time for me to shut up and say goodbye. So what I'm going to say next is head over to the website, the Haltech TV website, and bookmark it while you're there, because there's a lot of content on that website that you won't find anywhere else on the Haltech TV network. If you're going to do that, also head over to the Facebook page, as well as my personal Facebook page, and give both of them a like, because what you're going to get there is the most up-to-date information, as well as some background and behind-the-scenes information at Haltech TV. If you're going to do that, you could also use the emails down below to either ask us a question about any product or just general help, to request us to review a specific product, or just for business. So please use the appropriate email down below. I'm Hal Thompson. This has been another Hal Tech TV video. Don't forget to subscribe, and goodbye.